Alright everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the F123 Driver Romeo with Alfa Romeo, episode number 24 today for the British Grand Prix of Season 2, round number 8. If you missed the previous episode, uploaded last week at Austria, I highly recommend you go and check that one out as well, because let's just say there was a bit of carnage as usual at Austria. And of course, subscribe if you're new to the channel. See plenty more F123 Driver Romeo, trying to push for 1,000 subscribers before the end of the year. But yeah, moving to R&D. Obviously, yeah, you know, we got third place. We're now looking at to try and move the team because the car isn't very good. You know, I'd like to be able to get consistent podiums or, you know, consistent good points, but yeah, it's a bit iffy. We're not very good. We're actually worst on Sashi, second worst on aero, you just have seen there. Engine is actually okay, but I feel like we need more. You know, we're fourth bottom on the engine, but we're sort of level with like Ferrari, Mercedes and Alpine. I decided to go for a major weight redistribution upgrade. It sadly doesn't give quite enough points for that engine upgrade, but I think we'll probably just bang that on anyway because there's a little bit break for between Britain and Belgium and it's only a minor one. So that's the plan. Unfortunately, it does mean we have been jumped by Williams again in terms of R&D development. A huge upgrade for Mercedes, taking the light from 4th to 2nd, ahead of Aston Martin as well. Has jumped Alpine again, so yeah, other than that, it's still pretty tight at the top, except for Red Bull. Although they haven't been able to translate that out on track yet. As well, but we move into qualifying.
Okay, some information. We've lost oil pressure. Looks like a leak somewhere in the system. We're on standby for the time being until we can patch it up, I'm afraid.
And once again out on track, there is some funny business going on. I'm not sure what exactly happened, but Albon is going a little slowly. I think Alonso has a penalty for blocking, but I didn't manage to get that. There's no replay. There's no like permanent replay, so I can't look at back at the end of qualifying. Now you might see that we're down in P19. Yeah, this despite, and again, I think I upped the AI based on the race strategy practice program. Because we were ahead of what the team has set us, and yet when I do that, it just doesn't end well, and we're down here in P19. Yeah, it's not that great. Maybe I need to have a look and see the expectation and just lower that a bit, considering the fact where the car is as well. But let me know if you've had that issue where the race thingy program gives you a good delta, and then when you try and match the AI to that, and then all of a sudden it just doesn't work out for you. But we are 3 and a bit tenths up on our previous best time. That's not going to do much, to be honest. We're even behind Sargent. Yeah, we need help. And I think part of it's the car and part of it's the setup. I'm going to come back to this in the race, but first we need to negotiate these final 2 corners, losing a little bit of time, but gaining a huge amount of time there on my exit there. 5.5 tenths improved, but that's not enough, and it's only P19. Yeah, we've got a lot of work to do if we want points at my home Grand Prix. I'm going to come back to Silverstone, I think, because I think it's the setup that is causing us to issue. Alonso out there in the top 10 as well, although he will have a 5-second penalty for illegal blocking. I'm not entirely sure if he had a Spinala or something, so yeah, we'll see what we can do from 19th the grid. Time for the race.
Britain is one of only 2 countries to have held a Grand Prix in every year of the Formula One World Championship. Long may it continue. It is a circuit of speed, history and drama. It's Silverstone, it's the British Grand Prix. Straddling the border of Northamptonshire and Buckinghamshire, the 18 corners of Silverstone circuit form the 3.6-mile beating heart of Formula One. been reinvented over the years with turn 1, now the fast right-hander of Abbey, but the magic of racing is as strong here as it's ever been. So with the race not far away from starting, here's what today's grid rundown looks like. What a qualifying yesterday for George Russell. He'll start today's race from pole position, edging out Lando Norris, who'll start from P2. As we continue through the rest of the grid today, we have Perez, Oscar Piastri, Sainz, Leclerc, Verstappen, Tsunoda, Bottas, Zhou, Albon, De Vries, Hulkenberg, Fernando Alonso, Stroll, Ocon, Magnussen, Phoenix, Sargent, and Pierre Gasly picks up the final grid slot today. And now it's time to head down to the track.
Right, mate, I know it's your home Grand Prix, but I want you to treat it like any other race. Let's not make any unnecessary risks, please.
I think we need some unnecessary risk. Now, again, race strategy, yeah. It's recommending me everything medium hard. And I'm not going to lie, I don't think that's the right strategy. When you're that down, we're going to start on the mediums. We'll see what the tyre wear's like. We could 2-stop, we could 1-stop. Let's just try something to see if we can scramble some points here at Silverstone. As 5 lights are out, and away we go. It's actually, it's actually a better start than Magnussen there. As we're going to move to the left-hand side to sweep around the outside of Sargent, I think that is. And one of the Alpines there, down the inside of Magnussen. There's still someone on the inside. We need to make these positions up now, up to P13. Next up, Nick De Vries. As well, we're ahead of our teammate already, round the outside of De Vries at Brooklands. And can we get this move done? Use a bit of DRS, but look at the straight line speed. Look at the straight line speed advantage that Vries has over us. Yeah, this car is woeful in the straight line. We need straight engine and downforce upgrades as soon as possible. But we was comfortable. We had to, that should have been done a lot earlier, and we shouldn't have to battle De Vries all the way down to Cots to be able to get that move completed. As well, up at the front, it is a Mercedes and British 1-2, but it's Norris who leads Russell, not as it was in qualifying. So Norris getting the jump on his teammate on that one, and Russell is going to fall behind Sergio Perez as well. So Norris is going to just run away, and Perez, who's up there in the championship along with Leclerc, Leclerc leads the way at the moment, but obviously that may or may not change depending on what happens to the Monegasque driver. Now, yeah, we have no race pace. We have absolutely zero race pace. I'm unable to catch Albon, who's in the worst car on the grid, as well. And Albon's actually giving Bottas a run for his money. So this is good from Albon. AlphaTauri brought in Albon and Magnussen to give just like what Haas have done in real life, 2 experienced drivers to try and score some points, get them up the field. As we have a bit of tyre banging with Nico Hulkenberg there through Maggots and Beckett's, and then gone wide horribly through there, and we are going to have a bit of DRS, and not that that's going to help us at all. Now on lap 6, Alonso's managed to get in front of Hulkenberg. We're going to I thought about I did let Alonso go here, and thought, okay, let's see what you've got. Let me see if it's just me or if it's more the car. And Alonso just didn't want to break away. And later on lap 6, we just blast back past him. And I'm thinking that a lot of this is down to the poor car performance as well, which is why we just can't make up the positions. I have to say, Alonso unable to get past us. I think also part of it is the setup, which I'll come back to, as I said later on. That's what Stroll's able to get past Alonso. Now at this point, in hindsight, is a wonderful thing, because we're going to come in the end of lap 7 and we're going to get out of this DRS train and try and undercut somebody for some points. Albon and Bottas is in P10. The tyres have just gone over 25%, which is when they, start to drop off. I'm going to change to hards, but in hindsight I should have lowered the wing level, and I did not. So that was a mistake. Apologies about that. I think I did lower the wings on between what I started with in qualifying to the race, but I should have lowered it even further at this point, because we just had no... I think the straight line speed was causing us a bit of an issue. Yeah. Now, whether or not we need to make a second stop or not, that depends on how woeful these hard tyres actually are. But one person who's having just as bad a race as I am is Esteban Ocon, because he, at Brooklands, has had a Spinala, and that's going to drop him down the order. And it's going to get worse for Esty Bestie, because his engine decided it didn't want to go any further either. So he is out of the race. I'd have loved a safety car, just to bring us potentially back into play. We could have pitted maybe for mediums and just gone to the end of the race on a set of mediums. Alas, there was no safety car, even though they would have had to put marshals on the track to clear that car where it was parked. That's a limitation of the F1 game, unfortunately. We have come in front of Alonso, but just in one lap we've lost a second. That's 1.5 seconds. He's on new mediums, I'm on not so new hards, and the tyres are just not very good. Now Russell is up in the lead, ahead of Max Verstappen, as well as also on the starting the medium top. I think that's science behind them. Those three will be going later in the race, and Alonso's just going past. We're just going to let him pass at this point. And I think that this is down to, again, the player having worse tyre wear, which is something that hasn't been fixed, as that is Sergio Perez, and he is out of the race. Now this one might not need to be a safety car, because he is parking up next to that stewards point. We're trying to defend now against De Vries. Alonso has run away. The tyres are going off 25%. I can go to the end of the Grand Prix, but for 12th place, no. And just look what's happening on lap 15. That we don't have. I don't think it's this car's up to my driving style. At this point, I'm just not very happy with what's going on, so just decide to dive bomb Stroll, the alien side. That really was Stroll's corner, but we just decided to roll with it anyway. I mean, if it turned in on us, then we would have been able to have ended it early anyway, because we're not getting points in this race, or can we? Yeah, we are going to come into the pits at the end of this lap 16. I'm going to put set soft tyres on. We might as well get rid of these horrible hard tyres. Everyone else seems to be able to do soft medium, but I can't. I can't do soft medium because the tyre wear for the player is too high. I need to have a look at my setups and see if it's something to do with the tyre pressures that's causing this to be too high. As well, if you're having issues with where you have tyre wear harder than the AI, then let me know in the comments below. But yeah, we're going to pit the soft tyres. 2.3 second stop. That's about half F123. But yeah, what we're going to do is I think we're going to try and help Leclerc out. Show Ferrari what we can do. And what we're going to do at this moment in time is set the fastest lap of the Grand Prix.
Okay, safety car deployed. Safety car's been deployed.
Nothing to see here.
See, as the safety car's been deployed. Funny that. We should have had a safety car for Ocon, so I'm just making up for that fact, to be honest. Yeah, now, the bad thing about this, I've had to use the soft tyres to be able to catch up to the safety car queue, to ensure that at least we don't finish last. Now, it's going to be a bit tougher, the fact that the fronts have gone past 25%. These tyres will be going off like there's no tomorrow. But we are going to get past Kevin Magnussen, well, in the mid, I'll just start on Magnussen Beckett's. Down the back straight, again you can see the speed, top end speed differences between the Alfa Romeo and the Alfa Tauri there. But we are able to get past. Next up is Nico Hülkenberg again. This time we're going to go on the outside. The approach to Brooklands, move up to P16 as well. If we can get up into the points, bear in mind, if we get like P10, we'll get 2 points, remember, because we do have fastest lap. Next up is Logan Sargent, and I mean, he's very slow, so I mean, it's really no bother trying to get past him. Now, though, there's a bit of a gap to a train up ahead, and that's been led by Alex Albon, and this safety car, of course, has helped our teammate Fernando Alonso breezes past Albon. Albon was in the points, remember, rare point for Alfa Tauri, but Alonso steals that point away thanks to the safety car, because of course Perez was in the points but then retired, as well as you saw there Zhou and Bottas are like squabbling away. That's going to allow us to catch up to them. We're going to dive bomb down the inside of Pierre Gasly's on the hard tyre and move up to P14 as well. Now, obviously, we're trying to catch back up to Stroll and the others ahead, but our tyres have gone off. Gasly has a go at first through Magnussen. Beckett's nothing doing there, and we are going to retain for now P14. Can we have a look around the outside of Stroll? No, we're too far ahead. It looks like Alonso. Yes, he's through up to P9 as well. So Alonso, I think that's P9 for Fernando. We'll get a confirmation of that in the race results. For us, it's a dismal P14. Yeah, that was not a good race. We changed the wing. We took 6 front wing because I had 24 that bit, and then at that final pit stop we took out, I set the front wing to 18 and just went for it. 27 flat. Imagine if we could be doing that earlier on. I think we would have had a lot better race. But yeah, hindsight is a wonderful thing. Alonso did get a good result in the end, and that gives him P14 in the championship again. We're down to P6. Not that we really matter. I just want to try and hold on to as many positions as possible. P5 in the constructors, which yeah, Aston Martin are there. Alfa Tauri getting some. I think Albon misses out actually on some points, which is a shame for him, because yes, Albon does miss out on points. Zhou finished, squeezed out by Bottas, and Alonso got P9 for his first points for him since Australia. Just shows how we've had a bit of good luck, a bit of fortune, and this race has brought us back down to earth where this car is, and we obviously need a lot of improvement for Belgium next week. So yes, that's where I'm going to leave it today's video. If you have enjoyed, leave a like, subscribe to the channel. See plenty more F123 driving videos as I'm going to count until the next one. Then I'll see you next time. Take care, enjoy your day, and goodbye.